So welcome back guys to another video, and today I'm very excited to be talking about Final Fantasy VII, the remake, my first impressions. Now keep in mind this is not a review, this is a first impressions video. I'm about 5 hours into it and I will not be spoiling anything. As a matter of fact, a lot of the footage I'll be showing is most of the footage that you'd have been seeing if you played the demo and a couple of hours afterwards. But wow, let's go back to the Wayback Machine of 2005, back when we had an E3, and I'm showing footage right now from IGN with Sony showing a tech demo of what would be the Final Fantasy remake. Now this was just a tech demo, and I remember, back then, Final Fantasy VII was only 8 years old, and folks were already saying, man, I would love to see some sort of remake or a sequel. Now we got the sequel with a movie, Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, but it wouldn't be until E3 2015 that SquareEnix would finally announce a remake of Final Fantasy VII. And ironically, I got my first copy of Final Fantasy VII on the PlayStation 1 on Easter 1999, and here I am filming this on Easter weekend, celebrating the remake here in 2020. So it's really been quite the journey. Now, if you've been living under a rock for the past, 20 plus years and you're not sure what Final Fantasy VII is about, I'll give you a short rundown. You're pretty much playing as Cloud, who is an ex-soldier, who is a mercenary helping out a activist group called Avalanche that's trying to stop an evil corporation named Shinra that's trying to drain the life energy. And it's funny because the life energy in this game, I've always called it Mako, but in this game they actually call it Mako. It's got actual voice acting, and that's been really interesting, hearing the voices of all the Final Fantasy characters and seeing how they played out in my mind 20 plus years ago when I first started playing it. And I have to say the voice cast is really good. I enjoy the English voice acting a lot, and the music, oh my god, the music blends in so well to the game. I feel like there's no seamlessly, quiet moments. Like there's constant music that kind of flows together. And as a musician, I really love the compositions, and it shows a lot of love for the original, but a lot of the new tracks are really awesome. Now, one of the long debates about the Final Fantasy VII remake, of course, is the battle system. That was something new that they added to this game, and to be honest, if Final Fantasy VII, the remake, was just a carbon copy of the original Final Fantasy VII with better graphics and the music and voice acting, honestly, I wouldn't be as excited about it as I am with the remake. I embrace the change because I like what SquareEnix is doing with this concept. And, there's 3 different battle systems. Actually, there's the easy mode, which is more focused on the story, you don't battle as much. There's also a classic mode, which is a pseudo turn-based. It's not as turn-based as you would think with Final Fantasy VII, and of course there is a normal mode, which is what people have been referring to as the hack and slash mode, which I have to disagree with. The battle system to this game is like a refined Final Fantasy 15 with a little bit of Kingdom Hearts sprinkled into it. Yes, it's a lot more action-packed, but it's not just a button masher hack and slash. There's some strategy that goes with this. Honestly, it's the ATB gauge that you have to gradually build up in order to use your items and spells that really adds some strategy to this game. And also switching from your party members instantly really adds a lot of immersion to the battles in Final Fantasy VII. I mean, I was sitting there fighting with Cloud, and all of a sudden Tifa was being attacked, and I had to switch and fight off the bad guys with that. I thought that was really awesome, and how you can save party members. It makes you feel like you're in the battle, and honestly, I welcome it. I'm kind of over the whole random battles of just walking around and all of a sudden the screen flashes and I'm sitting there in a static stance fighting another monster. I've kind of moved past that, and I'm glad that the Final Fantasy VII remake has also moved past that. One of the things I was talking to my girlfriend about when I was playing the game and she was watching me is I was like, man, this feels like deja vu, yet something new. That's the best way I can describe my experience with Final Fantasy VII, because I've played it for so many years and played it so long that I know the story from the back of my head, but seeing some of these story elements change in the remake is pretty interesting. I mean, there's a lot more backstory. I feel like there's a lot more dialogue. There's a lot more banter. I remember running through Midgard and hearing the NPCs all talk at once, when the reactor exploded, and I was just like, man, this is this is really cool. It was really taking me back because, you know, back in the day you would just walk to NPCs and talk to them, but here they are talking in real time, and it really adds that immersion to the game. But at the same time, you see famous landmarks that you remember playing in the original, like seeing the Shinra building and seeing Midgar and seeing the slums in Sector 7. It was really, really awesome, and that's something I really enjoy about the game. And I feel like there's enough newness for old school fans to really have a new experience, but also if you've never played Final Fantasy VII before, you're in for such a surprise. And the last thing I want to talk about is the length of the game. This has also been in a debate ever since the announcement and ever since SquareEnix said that Final Fantasy VII Remake was going to be episodic. Now, with that being said, I had to go back and look at this website called htb.com, How to Beat, and what it does is it's a community that collectively submits times beating a game, so you can kind of have a, you know, rough idea, like a ballpark look of how long a video game is that you're diving into. So I looked at the original Final Fantasy VII, and it was around 35 hours long, where the Final Fantasy VII Remake, just this one episode, is 45 hours plus, and that is just being in Midgar. So I thought that was really, really awesome that we're getting a lot of content for just this first episode. And a lot of folks I know have said, oh, this game seems very, very linear. It's very linear. Well, the first disc of Final Fantasy VII was also very linear. It didn't really open up until you went to that world map and you visited the first village and you started getting the backstory of Cloud and Sephiroth, and that's really where the floodgates open. So I'm really excited about the next installment already, and I haven't even finished the first episode because I'm wondering what exactly are they going to add, what exactly are they going to put out with the next episode. And I really think the next episode is going to be on PlayStation 5. I really feel like that's, who knows, it may be a launch title for the PlayStation 5 to really push folks in there. And I know they've already been working on the next episode, so it's not that far from reality. So in hindsight, would I recommend the Final Fantasy VII Remake? Absolutely. They added so much new content to the remake that I feel like old school fans will have something new to grab a hold to, and new school fans will not feel left out. This is the way remakes should be made, where it's a remake for everybody. I think Square Enix did a great job, you know, from the graphics to the soundtrack to some of the things they dive further into, like diving into Cloud's mind a little bit more. And some of the stuff was kind of horrific, and I'm really excited to see how much it blossoms throughout this game. And I cannot express how much that this feels surreal. It does not feel real that I'm playing the Final Fantasy VII Remake. It feels really interesting, and I've been enjoying the ride so far. What do you guys think? Leave a comment below. I'd love to hear some of your thoughts. How many hours have you dialed into it? But let's keep the comment section a little spoiler-free, not just for myself, but some of the viewers as well. But I love to talk to you guys within the community about the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Wow, even just saying that sounds weird. Anyway, guys, as always, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this content, be sure not only to subscribe, but also hit the bell so you're notified on all future content coming out on this channel. Anyway, guys, as always, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and as always, happy gaming.